weak individuals that can't handle anything going wrong in their life. As soon as something goes wrong, they are given a prescription, not to fix the problem, to mask the problem. How about giving strategies to strengthen the mind?
There are multiple ways to tell if an individual is a good leader, but there's one way you can tell for sure if a person is a good leader. That is when things are down, that is when things are not going their way. According to Anne Frank, the weak fall, but the strong will remain and never go under. Well, let's talk about how Sony don't share those same sentiments. And a matter of fact, they are saying without Call of Duty, they won't recover. This is Island Gaming with Jay, and don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Let's get it. We would have lived through a number of great leaders, especially in gaming. For example, what about Iwata? This was the president of Nintendo before he passed, and he showed that he was a great leader. When the Wii U flopped, he did something that really showed that he was willing to take responsibility and get back Nintendo back to a household name. What did Iwata do? Well, according to the reports, Iwata took a pay cut, showing very clear that he was a great leader. That brings us to Phil Spencer. Say what you want about Phil Spencer, but when Phil Spencer inherited the horrible launch that was the Xbox One and all the antitrust issues that they were getting from fans, Phil Spencer did something remarkable. He took the bull by the horns and he separated the Kinect from the Xbox One. We know that the Xbox One was built to work with the Kinect. However, Phil made that difficult decision for the sake of the company, and it paid off. Today, Microsoft has some of the most studios. They are doing well when it comes to the Series X generation, and they are here today because of good leadership. So could Sony say that they have a good leader in Jim Ryan and the current board of Sony? Well, in most cases, some would say yes, because right now Sony is breaking records, sales are up with the PlayStation 5 and so forth. Although that might be looking good on paper, and that is what matters to investors, when it comes to PR, Jim Ryan is looking horrible. Jim Ryan is looking weak. The board is looking weak and feeble. This APK deal really exposed Sony as looking weak. We are seeing Sony crying to the FTC, we are seeing Sony crying to the CMA, we are seeing Sony crying to the UK regulators. Everything is, Sony's just crying. Now, let's give you some proof as to why we can say that Jim Ryan and Sony is looking very complacent and weak at this moment. This was earlier on in the APK deal, but this shows how weak they are. Jim Ryan and Sony said no other developer could devote the same level of resources and expertise to game development, even if they could. Call of Duty is heavily entrenched so that no rival, no matter how relevant, can overtake it.
Beta girl!
Do you guys hear this? Sony is saying that none of their studios, not even let's say Naughty Dog, can produce anything that could rival Call of Duty. Weak. The Uncharted series is hailed as one of the most AAA experience anyone could experience, but Sony is saying that not even them could make a game that could rival Call of Duty. Look again. Right after the CMA said that they don't see any problem with the merger, Jim Ryan said this in response: such a move would seriously damage our reputation. Our gamers would desert our platform in droves, and network effects would exacerbate the problem. Our business would never recover.
Beta!
This is the leader that has Santa Monica Studio. These are the ones who are responsible for the God of War series. Are you telling me that Santa Monica Studio will not allow the PlayStation brand to recover? Come on, Jim, you are looking weak. Another weak quote that Jim Ryan said if Microsoft gets this deal is, that any degradation in the price, performance, or quality of the game on PlayStation or any delay in the launch would quickly damage SIE's reputation and cause a loss of participation and players, said the manager. He went on to say, it would seriously damage our reputation, our players would leave our platform. What a leader. Come on, ponies, is this your leader? Well, we know that Jim Ryan is only crying about this deal, and it makes him look very weak, both him and the Sony board. We know that Sony is very much capable of doing a lot with the IP that they have, but crying like this is not looking good for PR. So tell me what you think. Do you think that Jim Ryan is doing what he has to do? He's crying and whining about this deal in the efforts to, to make this deal not go through? Let me know what you think about it. Don't forget, this is Island Gaming with Jay, guys. Like and subscribe for more videos later.